Here's the analysis result for the guy you filled out the survey for. The result? C minus. This guy is below par. He has some issues to watch out for. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He's good at saying what he wants and sounding confident about his future, but he doesn't have the steady work habits or follow through needed to climb very high. Most likely, he will stay stuck or keep jumping from one plan to another rather than slowly building something strong. Don't be fooled by loud words. Watch for quiet, steady effort.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he won't break down or lose his temper. He's not the type to shout or get very upset, even during tough times. He won't fall apart, but he also won't face the issue head on or talk things out openly.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
He's not usually the type to get into loud fights at work, but people may find him hard to get close to or a bit cold. He often speaks directly, sometimes without much kindness or patience, which can rub others the wrong way. People might keep their distance rather than seek him out.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you shine in your career, he's unlikely to compete with you or feel threatened. Instead of becoming jealous or proud, he may stay emotionally distant and not show much reaction at all. His focus is usually elsewhere, so whether you do well or struggle, he won't get deeply involved.
What if you start earning more than him?
He won't secretly resent you or act out if you earn more than him. He's pretty emotionally steady in these matters. Instead, he's likely to remain quiet and not discuss it much. While he won't make trouble or start fights, don't expect him to celebrate it either.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He's not careful or organized when it comes to money. You may notice he doesn't keep track of spending, often forgets bills, or buys things just because he feels like it. If you're looking for someone who's responsible with money, you should keep your eyes open. He's likely to be more careless than cautious.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He's more likely to spend without much thought, sometimes buying things for the excitement rather than because he truly needs them. While he doesn't go out of his way to impress others or show off, he can easily end up living beyond his means just from not paying attention. It's not about pretending to be rich, It's more about not caring enough to plan or save.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He isn't very open handed or warm hearted, so you might find him neither generous with money nor with his care. He rarely goes out of his way to help others or share what he has, and may not offer much comfort or support when people need it. It's not that he's stingy, he just isn't tuned into what others need and doesn't feel much drive to give.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He's not likely to be secretive or controlling about money. He just isn't very bothered or careful with it. If you ask about bills or spending, he may not hide things, but he also may not know the answers because he hasn't paid much attention. Don't expect deep talks or clear plans about family finances. He usually goes with the flow and doesn't manage money with discipline.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He's unlikely to step up and share housework naturally, mostly because he doesn't pay much attention to these everyday tasks. He won't strongly insist that it's only your job, but he also won't notice when things need to be done or offer to help without being asked. If left alone, you may find yourself handling most of the work around the house.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He's the type who may say he'll help, but usually ends up doing very little or just watching while you handle the real work. You're more likely to see him on the sidelines, not jumping in to do chores or take care of diapers unless you directly ask. And even then, he may not keep it up for long. If you want true teamwork at home, you may end up feeling like you're carrying most of the load by yourself.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He doesn't usually jump into arguments to prove he's right, but he also doesn't put much effort into really understanding your feelings or point of view. Most likely, he'll listen quietly or even avoid the discussion rather than getting into a back and forth. While he isn't looking for a fight, he also won't open up or show much care about how you feel.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he doesn't lash out or say hurtful things. Instead, he tends to keep his feelings inside, going silent or pulling away from you rather than becoming aggressive. If you want open and respectful conversations, you might need to work hard to draw him out.
Does he have a bad temper?
This isn't the kind of man who gets angry quickly. He tends to stay calm and doesn't explode over small things. You won't see sudden shouting or wild moods. Instead, when he's upset, he's more likely to quietly pull away or keep his feelings inside.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He's not likely to openly blame you for things, but he also struggles to say sorry or take real responsibility when he makes a mistake. Most times, he'll simply become quiet, avoid the issue, or act like it isn't important. You may not hear clear apologies or see real efforts to make things better.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He's not likely to push your boundaries or force you into anything you don't want. While he may not be very tuned into your feelings, he usually keeps to himself and doesn't like confrontation. He isn't the type to argue or use pressure.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
He's not the type to take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. Instead of feeling hurt or starting an argument, he's more likely to quietly accept it and withdraw without making a big deal. He won't complain or push you, but he also might not check in on how you're feeling or try to connect emotionally.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Yes, you can trust him not to use private moments to hurt or embarrass you later. He isn't the kind to use personal things against you, start rumors, or try to shame you even if you have a fight. You can feel secure that your private moments will stay private with him.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He's not usually the type to chase after other women or get easily distracted. He tends to keep to himself and doesn't have a strong urge to seek attention or excitement from others. Faithfulness for him is more about staying in his comfort zone than about passionate loyalty.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
No, he's not the type to act jealous, controlling, or overly suspicious. He's more likely to keep to himself and give you space rather than watch your every move or question who you're talking to. He doesn't get overly wrapped up in what you're doing or try to control your choices.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
No, with him, being protective doesn't turn into being controlling. He's not the sort to set rules for you or check up on everything you do. His hands off nature means your freedom is safe, though emotional support may feel thinner than you'd like.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He's not likely to see parenting as a true team effort. While he probably won't come out and say it's all your job, he'll often leave most of the hands on work and emotional support to you. He's not very tuned in to what needs to be done and usually waits for you to guide or remind him if he gets involved at all.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he will usually stay calm and not lose his temper. He doesn't get easily irritated or angry and rarely raises his voice. Instead of reacting strongly, he's more likely to go quiet or step back from the situation.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He won't stand in the way of you being both a mother and your own person, but he also won't offer much support or encouragement. He usually stays in his own world and lets you handle things on your own. While he gives you space and freedom, you might miss a true partner who lifts you up and shares both your challenges and your joys.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later, after kids and marriage, change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
No, he's not the type to suddenly ask you to quit your career after you have a child. He generally keeps his distance from such decisions and doesn't push his opinions about what you should do. You'll have your freedom, but might wish for more guidance or encouragement along the way.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He's not likely to treat your parents with real warmth. Instead, he will be polite enough on the surface, but may come off as distant or uninterested. He won't go out of his way to build a strong bond or make them feel truly welcome. His contact will usually be plain and a bit reserved. He isn't likely to make big efforts to adjust to your family, but he also won't expect them to change for him.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he will usually handle it calmly and avoid making things worse. He doesn't get worked up easily or jump into arguments, so you won't see drama from his side. He's more likely to become quiet or keep out of it, leaving you to sort things out alone.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you, but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
He's unlikely to pressure you to behave like a traditional supportive wife just for his relatives, as he's not very focused on such expectations or social roles. He tends to keep his distance from these matters and won't push you to act one way in front of others and another way at home. Most of the time, he lets you be yourself and doesn't meddle in how you present yourself to his family.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he is most likely to stay out of it rather than support you or take sides with his family. He avoids getting involved in family conflicts and doesn't want to be in the middle. He won't go against you, but he won't fight for you either.
Say you have a conflict with his mother, what will this guy do?
He isn't really a mummy's boy. He doesn't get too attached or overly involved with anyone, including his mother. However, this also means he's unlikely to stand up for you or clearly take your side if there's a conflict with his mother. You could end up feeling alone, handling difficult family issues by yourself.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
No, he's not likely to share every detail of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. He tends to keep things to himself rather than involve others in personal matters. You probably won't have to worry about family members knowing all your business or discussing your private issues behind your back.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
So, After all that analysis, we can conclude that this guy is a C minus. This guy is below par and he has some serious issues to watch out for. Being with this man day in and day out can feel a bit lonely and one sided. He may be calm and never start big fights, but he keeps his distance emotionally and rarely steps up to share daily life or responsibilities.